Morning. It's Wednesday, January 31st. And this morning I want to talk about a couple of things. I couldn't find any one particular item this morning that was worth spending the full 8 minutes on. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. And the first thing is the upcoming Super Bowl. Now, that's a great event. I look forward to it every single year. I've never been to a Super Bowl in person. I've been to the World Series and I've been to great golf events and things like that, but I've never actually been to the Super Bowl. Although I watch them all the time. I've watched every single Super Bowl, and I don't know what number this one is, 50 something, so it's been around a long time. Football actually is my favorite sport. I grew up playing a lot of football when I was a kid, but it wasn't tackle football. We played touch football, and we played on the schoolyard, and we played in the playgrounds, and we played in the park on the grass fields, and nobody got hurt because you weren't being tackled. And I played wide receiver most of the time, and I had a great time playing football. Of course, it wasn't a violent game when you're playing touch football. But imagine this. Imagine that you have tickets to the Super Bowl, and they cost you $9,800 a piece. Is that not insanity? That's the average price of this game that's going to be played in Las Vegas. 70% more expensive than last year's game. And the current getting in price for this year's game is really only $8,188, which is 50% more than it cost last year. So why? Why is that? Is it because it's in Las Vegas? I don't know, but it's really an expensive deal. This is the second time that Kansas City is playing San Francisco in the Super Bowl. And the last time they played in the 2020 game, the price was only about $6,300. But when you look at this whole situation, you must recognize the fact that one of the major factors for the sky-high price is all the activity that's going to be going on in Las Vegas for a whole week. And maybe it's because Taylor Swift is going to show up. Who knows? But this ticket is very high demand, and therefore they can get away with charging that much money. And because it's in Las Vegas, it's a 3-hour game, but it's turning into a full week of festivities for the fans that are attending the game. If you're not a local, you're there on a vacation kind of thing, so you're spending a fortune for the game. I don't know what it's going to cost you for room and board and everything else. But if you're going to the game and you're going to Las Vegas, you got to have some money in your pocket, and that's what it's going to cost. And I think it'll be an exciting game. So I'm planning to watch once again. I haven't decided who I'm going to root for. The game will be shown on CBS TV at 6:30 on Sunday, February 11th. And I hope you all have a great time watching the game if you choose to watch it. You know, when I was growing up and I was dating my wife and we went to the movies on a Saturday night, which was a big date, and then maybe we went out to some restaurant and maybe the whole evening cost me $2 or $3. So now dating is an expensive proposition. And Applebee's decided to do something about it because Valentine's Day is coming up and that's a big date night, you know. So they have offered a subscription, something that's called a date night subscription, and it costs you $200. Now, that's not the cost of what the date is. It's the cost of what the subscription is. And the subscription gives you the right to go to Applebee's on Valentine's Day or any other day that you choose, and you will get a deal on the food they serve you. So you will be able to get almost a $30 discount on any meal that you order, but you've already paid $200 for the subscription. And as far as I can read in this article about the date night subscription, subscription doesn't tell you how many times, whether there's a limit on the number of times you can use the subscription. But imagine that people are going to pay $200 to Applebee for a subscription on the number of times that they're liable to take a date to Applebee's. And I'm not so sure that there are so many people that are in love with Applebee's that they would consider going there for dinner as a great deal. But in any event, when Applebee's offered this subscription, they had a limited number of them, of course, because they don't have all that many seats in all of these restaurants. They sold out all of their subscriptions in less than 60 seconds. Think about that. A subscription to Applebee's for $200 sells out in 60 seconds. I haven't eaten in Applebee's in I don't know how long, but it must still be very popular. And so I'm on to another topic. I don't know how many of you have heard of an online puzzle game, a video puzzle game called Tetris. Tetris is a game that requires players to strategically move, rotate, and drop multiple tetraminos into rectangular matrix at varying speed, usually increasing. The speeds usually increase. And the game was created in 1984 by a Russian software engineer, Alexei Pajitnov. And the game is based upon rules that require skill and intelligence. And this game had been on the market, being played for over 34 years, and nobody ever won the game. In other words, you built up points as the game was going on, and I think if you got to 1,000,000 points, you won the game. Well, some 13-year-old kid from Oklahoma broke the game. He got to the end of it, and the software engineer, Pejinov, was amazed because when he put that game out on the market, he didn't know what to expect. But that game was put out on the market in 1984, and this was the first time that any human succeeded in breaking the game and reaching 1,000,000 points. I never even heard of this game, and I've been on computers since 1965. But I'm not a gamer. I don't play computer games. So this is a piece of history, this 13-year-old kid from Oklahoma. And then you know what happened? Right after the news broke that this child of 13 broke it, several other people have broken the game. So has it taken 34 years for everybody out there playing this game to recognize the way to win at it? I'm amazed that there's any game that could be on the market for this amount of time and have no winner. I don't know what you get if you win the game, except when they showed the picture of this kid, he almost fainted from having to win the game. And the owner, the creator of this game, was totally amazed. Not that he thought that it was going to go on forever, but he was amazed that it still existed after 34 years. So all I can tell you is that you hang in there and you persevere, and eventually you win. So have a great day. Maybe you want to play a computer game. Take care. Bye.